Welcome, ladies, to this afternoon's virtual presentation of Strategic Action Planning for Chapters and Committees. It is presented to you today by the North Carolina DKG Planning Committee, of which Barbara Keller is chair, I, Karen Berman, Willie Harriet, Catherine Parker, and Michelle Tuck Thomas are members, as well as the ex officio members of Teresa Cowan and Barbara Sheldon Perry, and our consultant, Toby Worthington. We are glad you are here today and hope this will answer and inform you about what tends to be, for new leadership, a confusing topic. So what is a strategic action plan? It is the means by which you see your goals for your group, whether it be a chapter, a committee in your chapter, or even another leadership position you may hold in a school. It provides those carefully planned goals by giving you a sense of direction. Where are you going for the biennium? It'll help to focus your meetings, to guide your decisions. And most of all, it's an assessment tool to evaluate your progress. The second most important part is the actions, which are the steps or the strategies to bring about the goals. It answers the what, the who, when is it going to happen, where is it going to happen, and what resources are necessary to meet the needs. Why do we need a strategic action plan anyway? Well, there are three main reasons. Firstly, to increase the efficiency of the organization by saving time, energy, and resources. It also increases accountability by improving the chances members, plural members, do what is needed to achieve the goals. And finally, it provides the credibility for the group. Well, how do I go about it? Well, it really involves three parts. You first have to have the knowledge, then you have to devise the plan, and then you can go with your plan. So what you need to devise your knowledge for the plan is ask your members, what are their concerns? Assess the needs of your group. And then based on this, you can then devise your plan, which is a customized blueprint. It's practical, it's relevant, and it should align with the DKG International as well as state DKG plan, strategic action plan. Finally, the go is using the plan to let it guide what you do within your group. It must engage others. This is not just only for the president or leader to do, but it is for the group to do. You need to use it to monitor your progress, and a very important aspect is celebrate your accomplishments, maybe just at the end of your term or throughout your term. So what is the criteria for a good SAP or strategic action plan? It must be complete. You must list the goals and all the actions. It must be clear and understandable, and it needs to be current to the needs of the group, which also means you may need to revise it as necessary. There are two types of SAP plans. One is formal, as you can see on the DKG International site for the international plans. It's pages long. It's done in different colors for the various categories, goals being red, initiatives blue, objectives green, actions white. Likewise, the North Carolina DKG SAP plan is also formal, based on the international's plans. Its goals are also red, initiatives in blue, and actions are green. Both can be viewed on the specific DKG sites. But for us, for chapters and committees, we need to remember one thing: KISS. Keep it strategically simple. We have included a few examples to show you different ways to present your SAP plans, and then Michelle will discuss how her chapter went about it. This first example we show from the MU chapter is a lot more on the formal side, where they list their areas of impact and then break those areas down to goals, objectives, and actions. Another chapter decided to show it as a calendar of events. So they show in 2017 what would happen in the month of September on various days, where it would occur, what it would occur, the purpose of the meeting, and if there's anything that need to be brought to those meetings.
And again, I'm Michelle Tucker. I'm the president for the Beta Kappa chapter serving Person County and Durham County. When I became president, we pretty much had a skeleton for our strategic plan. So we wanted to make sure that it was more of a robust plan. And in doing so, we used the governing documents from Delta Kappa Gamma International, as well as NC DKG. Looking at a side-by-side comparison of the two plans, we talked about what it would look like in our community, specifically in Person County being a rural area. We, as an executive committee, went through both plans and then talked about specifically what the needs were in our area. We then went through the strategic plan for our chapter and aligned those goals and making them and tweaking them to meet our needs based off the feedback that we had received from chapter members, as well as some of our members who are not always in attendance. So their input was extremely critical in us devising our strategic plan. Again, ours looks very similar to the more formal format in that we do have it color coded in red, blue, and green, and then and with some of a lot of the wording being in black. But that is an idea of how our chapter went about it. And so, as Karen mentioned earlier, strategic action plans also serve as an accountability piece. So we use the model or use our strategic plan to actually look at where we are and where we're headed. And so we use that at the end of each year, and especially around the time when when chapter presidents have to submit their chapter achievement award form. And so we're looking at our strategic plan and looking at the areas maybe where we didn't score as high, and looking to see if there are items within our strategic plan or goals within our strategic plan that we could use to be able to bolster that. And because one of our priorities is to make sure that we have a stronger presence in our community in being able to support teachers.
So who is involved in the strategic planning? It is not left up to the leader, whether it be the chapter president, committee chairman. It is the group of ladies involved with that organization. It may be the board of the chapter, maybe the entire committee, maybe the entire chapter. It is not a solo endeavor.
Thanks for sharing that, Karen, because we often find ourselves as chapter presidents wanting to make sure that our chapters stay afloat. So we take on sometimes more than we need to. One strategy that Beta Kappa use is to be able to facilitate, to be able to garner the help of our new members and get our new members involved. What we did is we had members who had currently served as committee chairs, and we partnered those members with our new members so that way they kind of had a mentor to be able to coach them along. Plus, we made sure that every member signed up for an area that was of high interest to them. So it became more of a team effort, and that was extremely critical for our chapter because we are small in numbers, but as we are continuing to grow our membership, it is extremely important to make sure that we bridge that generational divide and making sure that our new inductees get the knowledge from our more experienced members, and our new members are also benefiting from the innovative and newer ideas from our members who are coming on board. So yes, being able to implement your strategic plan does take a concerted effort within your chapter, and it's not a one-person job. It takes all of us, not only within our chapters, but also the chapters collectively in our state and internationally, because we can borrow from the ideas of others.
So when do we work on the strategic action plan? It should be done within the first 6 months that you become president or leader of your committee. And from the old ancient Roman quote, with every new beginning, it comes from some other beginning's end. So take what the previous biennium did and work on that to build upon it. And you don't have to totally revise a brand new strategic action plan. So a few reminders. A strategic plan is always a work in progress. It is the blueprint for running your chapter or committee. It should be displayed and visible for all members to use. It should be continually revised as needs change. And it requires open communication with all members. Remember, KISS. Keep it strategically simple.
Thank you, Karen. Again, I can speak from experience in our chapter. One of the strategies that we used in the fall of 2020 when we inducted new members was to ensure that they all came into our first chapter meeting fully equipped with information about Delta Kappa Gamma. That included having a notebook with not only Delta Kappa Gamma's strategic plan, but North Carolina DKG's strategic plan. Included in that was also Beta Kappa's, and along with our standing rules and some other documents. But that was one of the ways that we could ensure that our members hit the ground running, is to make sure that it was permanently displayed, because whenever they came to the meeting, they would have their notebooks with them. And that way it opened the floor for us to continuously discuss what needed changing, what may need to be deleted, and what needed to be added. Because as we grow, we're finding newer ways or newer ideas and being able to reinvent ourselves. And we also kissed.
If you have questions or want to share further information with us, you can reach us on the DKG NCDKG.org site through the Planning Committee.
Some resources to be able to help you with your strategic planning. First of all, look at our international document, DKG International at dkg.org. Our North Carolina's DKG strategic plan is found at ncdkg.org. There's a community toolbox available. And there's also the Emory Center for Training and Technical Assistance.
I have a strategic plan. It's called Doing Things Well. Thank you all for joining us today, and we hope you found this session informative and takes the confusion and the overwhelming issues of a strategic plan and made them kiss for you. Thank you.